parents. I don't know why, because my dad used to play. I know my parents are married 58. Oh, we're live. Okay. So we're just talking behind the scenes.
Again, hot mic.
So y'all, we are live here at CPAC, just outside of Washington, D.C., CPAC 2025. I am here with the fabulous Chuck Barham. And Chuck is partner. What?
That's an intro.
Oh, thank you. I'm good at this. This is what I do.
I would say that's real good.
This is what I do. But Chuck is not only a supporter and helping, like behind the Moms for America,
Yes.
right? You do a multitude of other things. So please give your resume to our viewers.
Well, I thank you for having me on, and it's always great to be around like-minded people. It's like you feel the energy. You got to keep the momentum moving forward, is what we were just talking about off mic. But freedomsquare.com was launched about 4 years ago.
Okay.
And that was going to be the hub for news, podcasts, and resources.
All right.
Which is doing a great job. You can download the app. But then we started talking to a lot of businesses that were inside of Freedom Square.
Okay.
They're like, we need a home to help us with policy, to help us with the red tape, because the United States Chamber of Commerce and the NFIB are just, they've left us to die in the streets, so to speak. So we put a big collection of great businesses together, including Patriot Mobile, Old Glory Bank. I could go down the list of
Patriot Mobile, by the way, is one of our sponsors.
Glenn and Jenny Story they're just phenomenal people. So we've started the Freedom Chamber.
Okay.
You can find it at freedomchamber.net. And basically what it's going to be the hub that's going to take the place of the United States Chamber of Commerce and NFIB. We've partnered with Job Creators Network to be your advocate and your voice in Washington, D.C. and at your local state capitals. We've got a network of business people that understand how to get this done.
Okay.
And you'll be able to connect with people internally inside the Freedom Chamber.
Okay.
And it's launched, it's ready to go, but it's getting ready to get a big facelift here in about 45, 50 days.
And why is this needed? Like, why did this have to come out of like the ether to help?
Well, it's because Washington, D.C. has left small and medium-sized businesses to die on the vine because they can't control them. And when you can't control something, you just want it to starve. And they've starved these businesses through policy, through red tapes, through regulations. Our job is to give them a place to get what they need, the information and the intel, to help them kickstart and breathe back to life, because small businesses is the heartbeat of America.
I was going to say, it's the backbone, right?
They're the ones that help out with your kids' baseball league, community, everything. Small, medium-sized businesses are everything.
And this isn't even a political thing, right? I mean, I know it's under politics in that sense, but like this should be an everybody issue, like free speech.
Correct. Because when you look at a mom and a dad or a family that have a business and they've got to be up against millions and millions, keep a Walmart open but close a mom and dad's pop shop during COVID. That doesn't make any sense whatsoever. That hurts the local economy. Everything turns and burns and keeps turning and churning inside of local communities and economies. And that's why we've built the Freedom Chamber. You can find it at freedomchamber.net. We've got great founding members inside of there already.
That's awesome.
You can get involved with.
And this is national, right? It's not local to one part of the country, not a region, not a state.
Correct. Salem Media is a partner of ours in it. Glenn Beck's real estate company, Mercury Real Estate, is a partner in it with us.
Okay.
We've got some big heavy hitters that want to bring in small and medium-sized businesses to help them. You just had Grant Cardone on.
Yeah.
Grant is a guy I think is just perfect for what we're doing.
Yeah.
You're going to have other, I talked to all these people around here. Great idea, Chuck. Why hasn't anybody done it? Well, we're doing it. And that's why we need your help to promote it. And I appreciate you having me on.
Well, it's wonderful to hear this, because I think so many people do get caught up in the ideology of politics, right? Sure. Of left, right. And if they're not on our team, they're on this side. And you're like, no, we're on the side of the American people. We're on the side of the businesses, the small business owners, the people who are just trying to make a living and build up their community, support their community. And I think if people can get out of this very narrow way of thinking that it's a binary situation, it's not. It's not.
It's not red or blue. It's green.
Yeah. Good one. Very good.
Very good.
I will.
That is trademark, by the way.
Is it really? You're actually very funny. We aren't going to tell any jokes on the air with him because he wants to come back.
Yeah, I'd like to be invited back to your show and invited to CPAC. Actually invited back to DC. But no, Freedom Chamber, it's just important because so many things are touched by small businesses.
Right.
God gives people gifts, and those gifts can be utilized inside of businesses and small businesses.
Right.
And they've just been left to fend for themselves.
How did that happen? Like, how did we get here? Like that, it seems so contrary to like what America was built on. Like the whole idea of being a capitalist country, but for everybody, not just like the super rich.
Well, because big corporations pretty much are the ones that feed the beast in DC, that start the regulations, that start the policy, that start the things that suffocate.
But the irony is that, I know a lot of people on the left, they are like, well, big corporations are in with like, I think they associate Republican and conservative with the big corporations, when in reality, it doesn't even matter, right?
It doesn't matter at all. It does not matter at all. It's about policy. It's about giving these small, medium-sized businesses a voice to do business with each other, to do business with their legislators. And that's why we're happy to have Job Creators Network involved with it. Bernie Marcus, God rest his soul, started that organization. We're just happy to have them on board because they're going to be the voice inside of DC and inside the state capitals for these businesses.
So what can the average person do? The person who thinks, well, I don't have any power. What can I do? I know personally myself, my parents who are very Democrat, very dyed in the wool. Like, but my family, like, we got to support small businesses. Like, use cash when you can.
Absolutely.
Go to the small stores instead of the Walmarts. Like, look, if you're out, you're traveling, there's only a Walmart, you go. But it's not that's our first go-to, because we understand that we have friends who own businesses, and we want to support them. We want to keep our community strong. So what advice can you give to people who feel like, what power do I have in this game?
Well, John Rich.
I love John Rich.
He's part of our tribe as well.
Okay.
With Oak Bank, and he said, it's one thing you get 200 mom and pop shops together, but you get 20,000 together. Now you're talking, and that's what it's about. And how you can do it, you spend dollars locally. Go to Main Street in your local town, find out who's supporting your local baseball team, your local softball team, who you see on the back of the T-shirts in the community.
Right.
Those are the people you need to support, and that's why Freedom Chamber. That's why we call it the Pro-American Business Network, because we're bringing people together. So we want them to be together.
You're 4 years old, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Obviously you're on here to promote this, but how else can you get the word out? Because there are probably business owners who have no idea that you exist.
And that's the challenge, getting through the ether, through the algorithms. Meta's blocked freedomchamber.net.
Stop it.
Because we use 3 words: faith, family, freedom. And as soon as we pushed it up, our social media director said, Chuck, look at this. It says, this goes against our community standards.
What?
And they have still blocked us. I have been in communication with their people for a year and a half now. We were doing beta testing.
This sounds like an Elon thing.
It does.
Like that he could,
to get his
seriously.
Yesterday.
All right.
But we've got you can find us online, freedomchamber.net. But it's growing. I mean, it's just,
that's good.
We're just getting out of the womb, so to speak, and we're ready to launch this thing.
Well, I'm excited because I honestly, you and I were talking and joking off stage, and but I really didn't know what you were doing and how impactful it is and has the potential to be.
Sure.
So this is very exciting. And as someone who owns a business, I'm CEO of my own business, my own company. To know that this exists is huge, and so I will do my part in getting the word out and sharing that this isn't it's not a party thing, it's a policy thing.
Exactly.
And I think that's I'm involved with a group called the Policy Circle, and it's helping women get into the political arena who think they don't have anything to offer or do. And it's not a partisan thing. It's like, no, you need to be on the school board because you care.
Correct.
You need to be involved because you don't have to be this brilliant somebody who went to law school. Like, we need everyday people to participate, because that's really what it's built up about. Like you said, these 2,000 businesses versus 20,000.
Right.
Like, our voices make a difference. And if we can empower people again to step into their power, to step into owning their agency again, and realizing that, I call it incremental inversity. Inversity, a word I coined to combat the whole toxic diversity conversation that's been happening, that's been really ruining things. And the idea behind inversity is we have more in common than we don't. Let's focus on being truly inclusive of everyone and being introspective, right? Understanding your value and worth so you can see it in someone else. And we're not going to get there overnight, like a lot of these really bad DEI programs we're trying to do. It's incremental, right? It's like the Japanese, Kaizen, that 1%.
Yep.
1% every day. Do
Yeah.
something different.
Yeah.
So
Agreed.
what would you say to business owners or to people who want to support business owners, that what's that 1% they can do?
I want to dovetail into what you just
Yeah.
said there, because excuse me, my grandfather always said, God gave you 2 ears and 1 mouth. Use them in that ratio. And I truly believe in America, if we were to start to stop listening to reply, but start listening to absorb, we'd be in a much better place. There's a lot of common ground to play upon.
So when I go speak, I talk about active listening, right?
Sure.
Because people think
Absolutely.
it's one. I got ears, I can hear. You know, if you're fortunate enough to not be deaf, right? But there is the same letters that make up the word listen also make up the word silent.
Oh, yeah.
And sometimes you just got to be silent and take it in and absorb it and let it marinate. And you know, we're so ready to react. We're so ready to pounce. And I get it, it's human nature. I get it. But if you can have that self-control, the knowledge you will gain.
Absolutely. I agree. And social media has done us no favors, because you would never, ever, ever have a conversation with somebody like people do online.
Yeah.
Because you look in somebody's eyes, that's their soul. You're never going to be as mad or as upset as you would if you sat down and have a conversation with them. Because I guarantee you, they've got a lot of the same problems you have.
We don't have a diversity problem in this country. We have a connection problem.
Amen.
We have a
And that's
connection
what we're
problem.
trying to do with Freedom Chamber.
Awesome.
Connect these small businesses.
I would love to do some work with y'all. I would love to come
Consider
and
it
do
done.
some speaking and do some stuff, because that's literally what I am here to do, is bring people together. I feel like that is my mission. That is what, part of the purpose that God gave me. And I'm ready to go in with it full force.
Well, that's what we're doing. We're bringing businesses in. There's going to be a hub for you to get all the information you need about HR, all the information you
Nice.
need about IRS updates, which hopefully goes away soon.
Right.
You know, Trump,
We were just talking about that.
Trump eliminates the IRS. That would just be a wonderful godsend from the White House.
Yeah.
But that's what it is. We're going to start doing virtual town halls with business leaders.
So Chuck, what is your background? Like, how did you get into this?
Oh my gosh, I've been in media for the last 30 years.
Okay.
Radio.
Yeah.
TV. So it's just, I've got a 10 and an 8-year-old at home. And when things started going awry, I said, they're my hill. I cannot step and stay on the sidelines. I got to step into the game. I'd been in the game. I worked for Salem Media, worked for Glenn Beck for many years. But now I'm able to champion my own business with my partner, Tom Sadeka. We're involved, on many levels with Moms for America, America's Wall of Honor, which is another thing that we're involved with, we're going to be championing that too.
Okay.
You can find that at americaswallofhonor.org.
Okay.
But I just had to do something, because I couldn't sit on the sidelines and then have my kids get asked the question, what did your dad or mom do? I don't want them to say, my dad did this.
Isn't that amazing how children inspire us? 'Cause I have 2 little girls. They're 12 and 10.
So you get it.
I get it. And part of why I do the work with Inversity is because I want them growing up in a world where the first question out of people's mouths isn't, what are you? But who are you?
Yeah, exactly.
And everybody is deserving and worthy of that.
Yeah. Yeah. And more people need to step up.
Yeah.
Because the power is in the people. You can't let the people in Washington, D.C. and your local government control who you are.
Yeah.
And that's why we built Freedom Square. That's why we built the Freedom Chamber. And that's why we're happy to partner with Moms for America, Turning Point, Patriot Mobile. All those people are all part of giving power to the people.
That's it. This is getting your agency back. And
Absolutely.
I applaud what you're doing. I cannot thank you
grind.
enough. It is. I know it
It's
is.
a grind.
This isn't like for the weak of spirit and faint of heart. It's not. And I know there people might be, watching thinking, oh, you're just, like we were talking to Grant about, he's a multimillionaire. Oh, you're a Nepo baby. Oh, you got wealthy easy. No, it takes effort. Is anybody a self-made anything? No, because you need people, you need support, you need a team. But you also have to put the work and the effort in. And so the fact that you're doing this, the fact that you're inspiring other people to do that you're giving other people support to do this is very significant. And I applaud you. And I wish you nothing but success. Because again, this isn't even about politics. This is about policy, and it's about people having successful businesses, whatever your background is, your ethnicity, your religion, that's really what the whole, I feel like the purpose of America is to let people have their freedom, to live their best life, to be successful, and to pass that along to generations for them to build upon.
Amen. I can't disagree. I appreciate you having me on.
Absolutely. Give the website one more time.
Sure. Freedomchamber.net. That's freedomchamber.net for $347 a year. That's it. A business can sign up and start taking advantage of everything inside of there. And we're getting ready to do a lot more here in the next 45, 50 days with Freedom Chamber. FreedomChamber.net. Thank you so much.
Okay, Chuck Barham was our guest, y'all. Send positive thoughts and vibes. They're doing something really great. Kareth Foster here live with the Lawyer Dana podcast. We are here at CPAC 2025, just outside of DC in Maryland. We will be back with some more great guests. If y'all missed it earlier, we had Grant Cardone on. In the afternoon, we're going to have Mike Rowe coming to chat with us. We got some J6ers coming up to talk and share their story. And continue to check our social media, like and subscribe, and we will be back soon.